This is going to be the data for the how many atoms are their lab. This data is being collected for any of the students who are distance learners or for some reason are not able to make it to school this week for our lab that we're going to do in person. So the first thing that I'm going to do is I'm going to figure out how many atoms are in a copper penny. So what I need to do in order to find the number of atoms in a copper penny is I need to take my copper penny and I need to find the mass of that. Okay. So to find the mass of that, I'm going to put it on my scale, and my scale is reading 3.0 grams. So please, in your data, write down that the mass of copper that you have there is 3.0 grams. And this is a penny that was made in the 1950s. And so that's going to be made mostly of copper. Okay. The next thing that we're going to do is we're going to find the mass of salt. And the reason we're going to find the mass of salt is because I would like for you to find the number of atoms present in salt, or in this case, how many ions are present. So I'm going to zero this scale, okay? And then I'm going to grab my salt sample and I'm going to pour my salt, okay? And when I pour my salt in, I get 5.3 grams. So this is how many grams are in a teaspoon of salt. So what I'd like for you to do is convert 5.3 grams to moles, and then moles to particles, and particles to atoms to figure out how many atoms there are, or in this case, like I said, ions there are in a teaspoon of salt. So I have 5.3 grams. The next one that I'm going to do is I'm going to do sugar. So I have a teaspoon of sugar right here. So I'm going to take my teaspoon of sugar and I'm going to pour it in. And then I get my mass in my teaspoon of sugar is 4.7 grams. So 4.7 grams is in a teaspoon of sugar. Remember, you're going to go from grams of sugar to moles of sugar using the molar mass, then go from moles of sugar to molecules of sugar using Avogadro's number. Then you're going to go from molecules of sugar to atoms within the sugar. So how many atoms are in one molecule of sugar? Okay. Now, our very last one that we're going to do is we're going to find the mass of our piece of chalk. Okay. So the main idea here is you need to determine how many atoms are there in a written name. So I'm going to figure out how many atoms I have before I write my name. So I have 8.0 grams. Please convert 8.0 grams of calcium carbonate to moles of calcium carbonate. Okay. And then you can convert that to molecules, or sorry, formula units of calcium carbonate. And then you can convert that to atoms. Or there's another way to do this. What you could do is you could find the mass before. So the mass before is 8.0 grams. And I'm going to go and write my name and then come back and find the mass afterwards. So now I'm back after writing my name. And remember, I had my starting mass of calcium carbonate. So I'm going to figure out what my new mass is. And this is after I've written my name. So after writing my name, I am at 7.3 grams. After writing my name, I'm at 7.3 grams. So take the mass that you had before, subtract the 7.3 grams, and that tells you how many grams of calcium carbonate were used to write my name. Now, after figuring out how many grams were used, you want to convert the grams that were used to moles, then convert the moles to formula units to atoms. Okay? If you have any questions, please reach out and let me know.